I'm so happy to be here. I'm really excited about what's happening. I have a new phone, so I'm hoping that what is happening after this expense is the sound is improving. Please let me know if the sound is improved for you. Okay, I want you to consider joining me for this video. Everything that we make today, although it is from the Carnevale Freebies, everything that I make is from a freebie here. So I've actually feel like I've gone above and beyond. There's probably 20-25 pages of freebies that you can get by going to the coffee site. Some of them are sovereign freebies, so you'll have to follow the design team member and get the password from them. I have a special gift for you if you stay tuned and watch the video, and I'll be also having a password there for a freebie that I will tell you about a little bit later on. Everything that we make, I got you covered, can be made from a book page, or it can be made from another kit. Quite often my kits have a lot of the same elements. You'll notice them, like quarter pages where there's two, I call it a 2x2, where there's 4 of them on a page, 4x4s, 3x3s. So you'll notice that everything I make here is something that you can make with a book page or your own paper. So if you're not into the Carnevale kit, please still stay tuned, because in this video we are going to learn how to make, this is a 1-page flip-flop. Yes, I should have printed that double-sided. Like I said, everything that you see I've made from the freebies. Oops. I like this tag because it opens up with lots of writing space. Oh, I didn't even stuff anything in there. Huh. Okay, we've got, so we still need to stuff that. But that is the 1-page flip-flop. That is something that Lady Owl made first, and I'm just giving you a sample there. I'll show you how I do the ATC cards that are included. These are just really fun to do, to have stuff to tuck in your pockets and your different tuck spots. There's a couple tags. This is just an envelope. Opens up. Let's see, this here. Oh, of course. Okay, see if I can get this unstuck. This is just a little zine. Oops. That can get tucked in a pocket. You like my sentiments? These are paper clips. Let's see. Hidden paper clips. We'll make 2 of those. We will make a belly band with a waterfall made from envelopes. These envelopes are stuffed, so they have probably needs tabs. They have little cards inside. And next time I do this, I will definitely print my envelopes double-sided. And I also think that my waterfall needs some more decorating, so I'm not quite done yet, but it's a belly band, so I haven't put my journal together yet, so I wanted you to see, those are the paper clips, what it looks like on a page. And the last thing that we'll be making is a set of file folders. Lots of fun stuff to get you going with the Carnevale kit. And also all of these things, like I mentioned, they can be made from a book page or any digital, really, any paper. So I hope you'll join me. See you soon. Hello everyone. Hi, it's Rose. Welcome. And if you're new to the channel, welcome, welcome. Thanks for giving us a try. We hope you find something here that you'll like. And if you've been supporting us for a while, welcome back. Thank you so much for your support. I am here today because it's been much requested to have some tutorials more specifically to two things. One is for the Carnevale kit. A lot of people are creating with these papers in the next, they were for the last 2 weeks, but I think it'll probably go on for a little while until Mardi Gras and Carnival is over. So I want to give you just a really first kind of tidbit that we're going to probably do 4 or 5 different ephemera, and I'm only going to use the freebies for this kit or this collection. And if you're not into the Carnevale kit, no worries, because the way that I create my kits, a lot of the sizes of things on the page are very similar, and I'll show you about that in a minute. But everything I show you can also be made either with a book page or with another one of my kits. So stay tuned if you want to have some fun ephemera that's quick and fast for your journals, especially if you're working with the Carnevale collection. And with that said, I'm just going to go ahead and give you a really brief overview of the collection. So Carnevale it's a celebration that comes before Lent, if you're not familiar with it. And essentially, it's celebrated all over the world. Carnevale, the way I've spelt it, is Italian because that's probably my most favorite place, genre, is I love Venice. And Carnevale in Venice is a little bit different than Carnival or Mardi Gras and Fat Tuesday. So I've created the kits so that you could do either one or you could combine them, because Carnevale in Venice isn't only the red or the purple and the green, but the kit is primarily purples and greens. And so what I'm going to do is just kind of show you and then talk to you about it as I do. So this here is these are the images that are in the collection. So these are very Venice-like images. It's got the canal on the back. They're really gorgeous. I had a lot of fun creating these images. They really spoke to my heart. I hope they speak to yours too. So I'm just gonna go fast. And these are just the journal pages, right? So there's the journal pages that are for, there's 3 sets of them. There's one that is for basically for Carnevale in Venice. And of course, remember, Carnival is also celebrated like in Rio, it's celebrated in France, and it's celebrated in New Orleans with Mardi Gras. So these here, like I said, are the papers for the Carnevale kit, the Carnevale, journal pages. So now we're kind of getting into the ones where these are, the next set is kind of focused more on, let's see. Yeah, this one is more around backgrounds. So there's quite a bit of backgrounds that are in the kit. And then these here get into New Orleans. So New Orleans kind of, you know, around, I'm not sure the exact date because I'm not a history buff, but I think in the 1780s, somewhere in there, Carnival came to New Orleans when people were immigrating there, the French, and New Orleans has really made it their own. These are more background pages, made it their own celebration. And the Tuesday before Lent, Carnival means, you know, like to, I don't know the exact translation, but it's like to go without meat or something like that. So Fat Tuesday, people really feast, and because then they're going to be fasting after that for Lent. So New Orleans has basically made its own celebration, and it's focused on Fat Tuesday, and it's really taken off in its own direction. So these here, this is just a few. These are the background papers. So there's a Mardi Gras paper collection, there's a background paper collection, and then there's a costume one. You do not need to buy all of those. You're just given a choice so that you can kind of take the journal in the direction that you would like to go. It's thicker. And then there is a junk journal kit for each one, and so these are kind of mixed up, but I do want to get you to see that buying the junk journal kit is not necessarily necessary, but it will make putting together your journal quicker and faster, because there are things in it like postcards that go together quite fast. There's a lot of pockets, tags, tickets, labels. There's some fussy cuts. These are more tags, fussy cuts, pockets. And if you've seen the kit and you're not interested in this part, no problem. Go ahead and fast forward to when I start the tutorials. So, more pockets. There's envelopes, tags, envelopes. My kits are generally pretty heavy on the number of pages, and the intention behind that is to just let you pick and choose what you want to print. I'm hoping that you can connect your heart and find some discernment in what you print, so that your journal is unique to you. There should be plenty that you shouldn't have to, have your journal look like everyone else's. More tags. These make pockets and tickets. Let's see. Tags, postcards. You get the idea here. Anyways, that's kind of a preview of the collection, and I have two more things that I didn't print up for you, but there's also a fussy cut kit that I've come out with. It has like 20 pages of fussy cuts, and though it's not listed in the shop yet, I do have sentiments. And because you're watching this video, I'm going to tell you how to get these sentiments for free, even though there'll be a listing in my shop. So these are the sentiments that go along with it. These are kind of little sayings here, and then there's words, and they come different sizes because I'm told that people really have a varied preference on the size. So generally my kits will have a large number of pages, mostly because I'm going to offer to you different sizes and not with the expectation that you're only going to print the size that works for you, or maybe you want a little bit of variety of size. So at the end of the video or somewhere in there, I will tell you how to go ahead and get this for free. It'll be on my Ko-fi site, but I'm going to give you a password. So with no further ado, the next thing I just really want to speak to you about very quickly, because there's a lot of new people that are watching the channel and they're new to junk journaling, and I'm so excited about that. I do want to take a second and just tell you a little bit about printing. So I really urge you, strongly urge you, to spend the money on paper that makes the printables pop. Okay? I've been accused of saying that there was something wrong with someone's kit because I mentioned this type of paper, and that's not the case at all. I want you to notice, and you can directly see, that's why I printed this up. This background is a freebie. Everything else I'm showing you here is all freebies, and that's all we're going to work with today is freebies. I'm very generous. There's probably 23 or 24, maybe more pages of freebies that you can collect by going around to the different makers. My design team members, several of them are offering a freebie by going to their site, hoping that what you'll do is like and subscribe to their stuff and support them too. So everything you're seeing is freebies, and I'm wanting you to notice there's a big difference. I mean, some kits it doesn't matter when it's like shabby chic and more subtle tones, and you're not necessarily want it to pop, but you can see the really vibrant difference in the print. So I love this premium presentation paper matte. It is double-sided and it's fairly thick, so it's 48 pound, which is 179 what do you say that, GSM. And the other beautiful thing about it is that it is water resistant, so it looks really nice for a long time. Okay, so let's get started with the tutorials here. I'm working with the sheets. First of all, I printed up, I need to make a couple pieces of ephemera to go in the bigger pieces to stuff it. I printed up this is on the challenge freebie. Printed this up double-sided, and this particular image is centered so that you can print it front to back and have the little squares match up. So the first thing I'm going to do is let's see. We're going to cut these into strips, and I'm going to do that and then I'll come back. Okay, mine are cut into strips, 4 strips. Just cut them into 4 strips, and then mine didn't line up perfectly. There's a little bit of white on either side, but that's okay because we're going to ink the edges and you won't notice. So the first thing I want to create using these strips is an altered paper clip. So a lot of my kits have these, I call it a 4x4. And all you're going to do to make it is fold it in half. Fold each side up. So you're going to get something that looks like this. And then you're going to need to pick which side you're going to work with. Okay. So I think I'm going to use this side here. Okay. And all you're going to actually do here is take the opposite side. This is the side that you're not wanting to use, and you're going to place your paper clip inside like this. Whoop. Put it the wrong way. I misspoke on this one. It's based on my orientation. My orientation is off, so this is the outside edge that I'm going to use. And all you're going to do is actually, you're going to take the paper clip here and notice how it's here. Let's see. You're going to fold this in. Oh my heck. Okay, forgive me. It's been a while since I made one of these with this journal. I've been using a different type of paper clip for quite a while, which is one that's a little bit different. I'll just show you. So if you've made a bunch of these blanks because you've watched another video of mine, these are actually what I use most of the time, but I don't want to take the time to explain them to you. So you can use these, which is is quick and fast. So if you want another tutorial on making paper clips, there's another one on my channel, but I just wanted to show you. Usually I use a blank like this for me, but let me just show you really quick. Sorry, it's taken me a bit. So what you're going to do is essentially, see how I'm folding it like this? Okay, and what you're going to do to fold them together, secure your paper clip. Okay, because you're going to be going like this. Okay. Essentially, you've got your paper clip hidden now in there. And all I'm going to do is glue it now. So, sorry about the confusion. You can embellish this any way that you want. Glue is so I'm really just sealing up the sides here. And the different freebies, like the one for Lady Owl Journals and the one that is for Sophie's Crafty Corner, they've both been working in this kit. They both have, you just want to pay attention to your edges here as you seal them up. They both have, that's how you do. It goes that fast to make a paper clip. They have, I think I only printed up one, but they have lots of fussy cuts in a smaller size. The fussy cut kit that's on my site has much bigger ones if you prefer that. But so if you wanted to decorate it that way, I actually think that some of these are just fine without. This looks like a little envelope. Okay, and I might put a sentiment on here. I'm not sure, but I'm not going to decorate because it would take me forever. I'm just going to show you like the basic format of things, and when I get done, I'll get off camera and decorate everything and show you what things look like decorated. So one of those strips will make 2 paper clips. So let's make another one together. Basically, really fast, you're just going to fold it into 4. Okay. And what you're doing here, again, fold it like this. So it's like this, and then like this, and then the backs go together. Put your paper clip on. Oops. that, and then you can add some glue. You'll want to ink your edges. I won't talk to you about that. Like I said, I'm mostly wanting to show you the shape of things and putting together the base and letting you decorate things on your own so that we're not here forever, because I do want to show you quite a few things. So right now I have 2 paper clips. Okay, now we're going to actually do the same thing. Fold this again here. You will need a hole punch. So I've basically done that fold like this. Okay. Then all you're going to do is come in and take your hole punch. Actually, these are bigger, so I think I may not do a hole punch. I'm going to actually use a corner punch. So you do what you want. Maybe not. Let's see. No, I'm going to use my hole punch. This one. No, this one is a 5/8 inch. I'm just going to kind of guess, but I'm going to cut off each edge. Make sure your corners match up. Okay. And now what I've got is I've got a roll of tickets, and that can be decorated. I would ink it. I would put fussy cuts. You can put labels. You can even just leave it on its own, but I think these are super fun. And so you could also make your paper clip into something that's more of a ticket shape, or adjust the shape of your paper clip. So that's what you're going to do here. And this strip here, we're just going to go ahead and set this aside. You'll see where I'll use this next, okay? All right. So the next thing what we're going to do is I'm going to make a set of file folders, and I've got 2 of these here. They don't have backs. Okay, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these out, and I'll be right back, except for I'm just cutting out this one here as one, and this one here as one. So you're going to end up with 4. See that? I'll show you in just a sec what it looks like. Okay, I actually changed my mind on what I'm making. So because I want to use up everything that I printed, I'll just show you. I'll make the filed folders out of these, although that's the same process. I'm going to use these to make the file folders, just because of how the images are oriented. So all you're going to do, you cut those, and then we're going to make a quick envelope waterfall. So you're going to cut, you could make this 4 or 8. We'll see how far I get. I may just do 4, even though I've cut these. So you're using a 1/4 page, okay? And all you're going to do is basically I probably would prefer, although I didn't do it on this one, I probably would prefer to have printed this double-sided if that's what I was going to do with these. That wasn't my first intention, but I am and this does not matter in the beginning where you choose to make these 3 folds. You choose one, but then you want to make, when you're making the waterfall, you want to have them match up. So just gonna make sure you fold them the same. So this will come down to personal preference on how you make an envelope, but that's what we're making. We'll make probably, I don't know, 4, 6, or 8 of them. We'll see how many we need. But one thing that you can do, depending on your preference. So for me, I'm good with just putting glue here and here. So that's what I'm actually going to do on mine, is just put the glue here and here. And give it a decorative edge. So really that's what I'm going to do to make my envelopes, but I'll show you something else really quick. If you prefer the different, like a little bit more fancy envelope, so I'm just using a punch to make the edges a little bit more finished. And I would ink them, so I may pause the camera to do that. I'm going to make a bunch of them just like this. But another way to do it is, if what you don't like, if you'd like it a little bit fancier, you can make an envelope however you want to create this waterfall, because it doesn't really matter how you make your envelope or the size or the paper. So basically I folded it in on either side, and then I'm going to use my scissors, and I'm going to just so I'm going to end up with one side like this, and then I'm just going to cut away so it looks like that. See that? Your envelopes are a little bit smaller that way. Just pick. Oops. My punch needs to be sharpened. Okay. So it'll look like this, and then again, just do something to my edges. I'm going to ink. Hold on. Okay, let me go back to showing you about the envelopes. Now I've inked my edges, and I've created a little divot. This kit I'm using Villainous Poison. And then all you do is just add glue. Oh my goodness. I don't know about you guys, but my glue dries up so quick and fast. And I still can't find a solution that I actually like. So I'm sorry. This didn't take that much glue. Okay. It doesn't matter how you make your envelopes. You could even, to make a envelope waterfall, you could even just use pre-made envelopes. But that's another more fancy way to make an envelope. There's tons of ways to make envelopes, so it does not matter how you make the envelope, but you'll want an envelope that has this kind of flap on it to make the waterfall, and then you'll want your envelopes to be uniform. So I'm going to take a pause, and I'm going to make probably 6 of these, and I'll be back. Actually, I just thought I'd show you too. So that I make these uniform, I'm just actually going to go ahead and make them use my scoring tool just to make sure that they all are the same size. Just when I go to do that, I don't find my, I have my scoring tool with me. Interesting. I'm in the middle of moving and it's making it really difficult for me to stay organized right now, so I apologize. By the way, I had to splurge for a camera, although I bought one that I bought a Rebel that didn't work because it didn't stay on long enough. That was a waste. But I bought a new iPhone. I would love to know if the sound sounds better for you now. So I'm basically just scoring it in the same place for everyone so that my envelopes are uniform. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 6. And then once you pick that, basically if you pick how wide you want your flap to be, it makes it really easy from there. You can just fold the other part in half so that it matches. See how I'm doing? I'm just folding it in half after I grab the flap. So guys, I'd love to know in the comment box if you're thinking of doing the Carnevale side of things, which is the more European side, also that isn't so much Mardi Gras, because I'd love to know where people are from. I'm actually more European in nature, so that is where my come from more is. Though I've lived in places like Houston, Texas, and been to Mardi Gras and stuff, I'm less familiar with their traditions as I am some of the more European ones. But I'd love to know if you're celebrating Carnival or you're celebrating Mardi Gras, and what your your favorite sentiment is. If you want to share that with me, I'd love it. Okay, so now that mine are all folded the same, basically what I'm going to do is I will glue and ink off camera so that we can just assemble our waterfall very quickly. Okay, so what I've done now is I've gone ahead and I have inked up my envelopes. You can see here, got 4. I'm going to end up using 5 of them. No, 6 of them. Okay. I've inked up my envelopes before I put them together. I just wanted to show you that. And then I'm just going to remind you of how I glue those. Okay. Now I have them all assembled and inked. I've got 6 of them and they're all the same size. So however you get here to meet me here, it doesn't matter if they're envelopes that you have purchased from the store. However you've made your envelopes, okay, they need to be uniform in size and then uniform in this portion here. It doesn't work very well with the type of envelope that has the diamond shape. It needs to be this type. Now I'm going to use the other piece of my 4x4, and since my journal is not assembled, I hadn't done that yet because I wanted to show you the papers first. What I'm going to do, oftentimes I use this as a belly band, and so all I'm going to do is center where I want these 2 lines. I'm basically centering this on the page. depending on the height of your journal. And I'm going to fold it over. And on this side, I'm going to create it a little bit shorter because I don't want it to go over the edge. So I'm folding this over. I'm basically using it as a guide to measure, and you can see right here that I've done it a little short. I've also inked this so that now when I fold the edges inside, I've got a place to put my belly band. And all you're going to do here is basically, so let's see, arrange, making sure that you have enough room. You're going to figure out if you loosely put them together, because see, this is, I'm wanting to show you so that it's different for every envelope size, right? But you're going to basically line the envelopes up, whether you're doing let's see, basically goes like this. Okay, see how tall, so that you're making sure you're centering it, or at least getting it where you want it, right? This is really approximate because you're going to want them to be aligned, but you can tell that that's probably not a bad placement because your waterfall is going to be about that big. But so when I start it, I'm going to start with my bottom one, and I'm basically going to know where I'm going to want to start my waterfall based on where I'm putting my bottom envelope. Okay, so I'm going to put my bottom envelope, and then all I'm going to do is fold it up, and I'm going to add glue here, only where the belly band is. Glue that down, and then I'll go to the next one, making sure that I'm in alignment. I'm using the art glitter glue because I can adjust it. And though it may look, oh, I missed inking this edge. Though it may look straight when you place it this way, actually the more important place for it to be straight, let's put this here, is when they fall downward like this. So after you put it on, adjust it so that your edges match and that the portion that's showing here is the same. Okay. And remember that you can do any number of these envelopes. You could do 4, you could do 3, and they can be any size. 1, 2, 3. And see how, for me, I would really actually prefer to have printed my paper double-sided, although I'm not going to really completely see it. Okay, so my waterfall is functional now, and it's about half and half. So what I'm just going to do, let's see what it looks like on this side. Just going to add glue on either side of my belly band and place it where I want on the page. And I'm going to show you in a minute what you'll want is to let it dry. Like this isn't, I moved it. You'll want to let it dry before you stuff it, but each one of these can get stuffed and have ephemera or sentiments added on it. Like, looks super cute. I'll show you when it's finished, but you could put numbers or anything here. You could also add tabs if you wanted to decorate your waterfall that way, but really there's your working envelope waterfall. Okay, so we'll just let that dry, and we're going to be making some ephemera to go in the inside of that in just a second. All right. Third thing, this may be too long of a video, I'm not sure, but I really wanted to kind of concentrate in showing you enough things that got you excited about decorating your Carnevale journal if you were a beginner. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use these girls to make some file folders. And let's see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to score right in the center line and then down the middle here too. So scoring along there. You hear my dog in the background? Oh my goodness. It's actually my pit bull. I'm babysitting my grand dogs today. So. Yep, I'll cut it in half here, and then also along this way. And these I've just printed one-sided. Okay. And then what I'm just going to do, so that part of the reason I wanted to cut it like this is so that, because might have to trim the edges anyway, but it makes it so that I'm not cutting a couple more times. I mean, so I'm gonna have to trim that too. Again, just trim it up. Okay. So you could do this if you wanted to use heavy cardstock. You could print this double-sided and then cut this in half, and instead of having to use a full sheet, you could do it that way too with cardstock. So I'm just going to add some glue along the edges here. And you be as picky or not as picky as you like. Sometimes I do things in a little bit of overkill. So I'm basically inking, not the top, or excuse me, I guess you don't know that it's the top yet. You're going to decide, the edge that's open is the one that I'm not inking. I'm kind of inking everything else. And like I said, you could do this with a book page that you folded into quarters. You could do this. A lot of my kits have the same thing where they have 4 to a page. And a lot of people are like, what can I do with that? We don't want to do the top yet. So I've inked my edges, okay? And basically, I'm leaving this like this. You could see that you can make a cute little notebook out of these pages too. I'm not going to do that here. I want to make some file folders. So I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to, I think we'll make 3 file folders. I'm going to do that real quick with these. Yeah. Okay. I've got my 3 file folders. And you want to get the number that you're working with. You could do 3, you could do 5, you could do 4, however many. But it'll help you decide how many tabs you're going to want. And you do not have to use a tab punch, though I'm going to use my well tail punch. What I've got, I keep a little thing with it separate so I kind of know about how much I have to fold. I'm going to be, you could use this page as a background page, or you could use it as washi tape. Use it for a lot of different things, but oops. And I'm going to actually cut a couple extra because I may use that in other places. When you have a washi page, that's a fun thing to do, is use it for tabs. I might even use this for ruffle on these to make it match, but I won't show you that right now. So all I'm going to do is basically add tabs. I'm going to ink up my tab, and what you'll want to do is decide which image do you want to be the front. So this one, I'm going to use this one. Okay, and that one, I'm going to use this one. I absolutely love this girl. I think she's probably my favorite one. All of them. I think she's the most incredibly beautiful woman. Just so love her. Okay. Yep. And then basically what you're going to do is you're going to do the one that's you're going to want to be kind of in the center. You're going to do that one first. And all you're going to do, since I inked it, right, so you're going to kind of pick where you want it to go, your tab. And you want to look and make sure this one I'm going to put in the center. You can place these however you want. You could place them, so that they were down like 1, 2, 3, but choose your tab placement with some deliberate manner. So you could put them down here. You see how you could probably get, you could do 4 if you had 4 file folders. We're just doing 3. But you can choose with deliberation where you want. I'm going to use it in the center, and all I'm going to do actually, just want to make sure that I'm in the center. I'm marking this right here because I'm also going to be cutting this out, and so it's okay for me to put a little notch there, but it will help me to know where I want to glue that. So I'm going to glue that there. If you don't like the way that the well punch or your tab looks on your file folder, you can, before you glue your edges shut, you can put your tab on the inside. You could experiment with that and see what you want, but I'm just going to put so I don't know about you, but I like to line mine little notch thing up with the edge. Okay, and see where I had this little notch? I'm just going to so that my punch matches. And I'm measuring right at the corner top of where the so that I'm just cutting out that part so that it mimics it here. And then I'm going to ink it. And so now I have a little file folder. Okay, we'll do that really quick on these other ones. I'll do one more with you. Just, probably not necessary. You can see where the possibilities are really endless as far as how you end up decorating. But I do want to show you the placement of how I'm going to choose to put my other tabs. So I did the center one first, and then I basically just want to kind of choose. This one I'm actually going to make it touch at the top and the other one at the bottom so that they're kind of uniform. Put that one there. And depending on your taste, I actually even like just kind of snip off the edges so it's a nice little round divot. Should I do the last one with you? I'll show you a trick on getting those edges lined up there. So when I've decided here, because I'm also paying attention to them as a set, so I might wrap some ribbon around the set. So basically eyeballed the center, and I'm again making the little divot, a little fold, so that I know that that's kind of my center, and I'm going to use that. Whoops, it's not the one I wanted to put on. So I'll want to place it approximately in the set, right? Yep, and get about my center. So I know my center is right about there, and I'm just going to make a little divot, a little fold, so that I know. Sometimes you can use a scissor if you want. And then that way I know when I place this down, I'm actually centering it right here so that it makes it an easy mark for me to kind of... It's another way to do it anyways. I'm looking at this and then I'm centering my tab based on this being the center and that being the center there. That's just a trick I do, but no matter. Okay. These look really cute wrapped in ribbon, like as a set. You could make them and make pockets on the inside if you wanted, and stuff them. That's another cute idea to do with these. And before and as I decorate them, the other thing I'm going to do is ink the last edge. So remember when we started, we didn't ink the top edge. So when I decorate these up, I'm going to do that. But these will get placed for now. I'll just tuck them back there. They look cute in there. I don't know if that'll be the final spot, but that's your file folders. Okay, so the other thing I want to show you very quickly is, so Lady Owl did a really amazing video on a flip-flop, and this is the freebie page that comes with her page stuff. So all you do, if you missed it, basically I printed this freebie page up double-sided. See that? And I'm going to fold it either way. Okay. And rather than use my scissors, I'm going to use my ruler. And I'm just ripping up to the fold. Okay. Coming up that way. So that now what I have is a cute little, right, so I've got this to decorate, and this, okay, using these. I'm actually going to make this a pocket, but you'll see you have a really cute flip-flop to decorate that way. And so what I'm going to do is show you some pockets on this very quick. Okay, what I want to remind you of is that while many sheets or kits that people have come with fussy cuts, I want to remind you that you are the artist. And so I'm going to encourage you to cut things out of pages that you think were intended and designed to be done a certain way. You actually don't ever really know what the intention was. I mean, unless the artist tells you. So cut pages and pieces out of things that you really like how they look, okay? So what I'm going to do is use, this is one of the freebie pages from the challenge. So notice here, like I have these two pieces that go together, okay? I also have these two pieces that go together. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do on mine one of the pages, you can do this. So notice I left all of the edging. Making a fold there. I'm just gonna trim it a little better. But I also left this edge here so that I had another spot. You could use your score tool. I probably should just do that, but this is another way to score. I'm going to see about where I want this to land. Ink the bottom. So I could place this way if I wanted to, right? But on this one, because I'm placing it here, I will probably do it this way. So I'm going to do it here. I'm going to ink here. Centering it, and then I'm just going to add glue down at the bottom, but not all the way to the edge because I'm going to end up cutting it off. Right? I'm using the edge of my paper to kind of measure that because I'm going to have that be the part of my pocket so that I can stuff it with more things. You know, when you have, you can use more of the width when you use the flap. So I'm also going to have to, oops, I should have done that beforehand, trim the part that pokes up. So that's the bottom of my pocket. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to imagine where I would like it to kind of fold down. This is also going to be, just going to put it about where you want. And then the same thing here. highball it. Before you glue it down, so I'm just cutting out this portion here. This is the part that is folded over like a flap. You could even do it more like that to create your own flap. Oops. Wrong spot for glue. Glue these in. Now, you can do one of two things here. So, if you slide it down to right there, to me it's too much. So you get to choose about where you want it. And I didn't do as good a job as I wanted to of centering it, but it's okay. It's a junk journal. Okay. Just get it about where you want it. And you can do one of two things. If you seal this whole thing up, if you put glue underneath this whole thing and it's just a flap, that's one way to do it. But if you just add glue kind of in this corner and on this corner, this would look nice printed on double-sided paper. I may end up covering that. So now what you've got, just to show you, you've got a tuck spot here, and then you also have one back here. So it's a cute pocket tuck with the freebies. You might have wondered why they look the way they do. So now I'm actually going to choose another part of my flip. Right, that's why I did it like that. Probably here. Yeah. And on this one, basically it's the very same process, except for we're going to do it in an opposite direction. Because of where I cut on this one, I did not have much choice in folding, and so I think I'm going to leave that open. And because I don't have the extra flaps, I'm not going to get the extra room, and that's okay. So I'm just going to put this one on. add it on my edge. Okay. Okay. If I'd left enough space, I wouldn't have to take off the top of my envelope. And by that I mean, I think I cut the top part off that was the scrap piece. So that's kind of my fault. If you're going to make envelopes, you kind of want to leave the extra that's around the edge so you have a little bit more to work with. But it needs a fold there, so... And I actually sealed this whole thing up, so just kind of... Oops. I needed more glue, guys. So now, what I like to do with a case like this is find a fussy cut that I really like. And, oh, I really like those alligators, but I didn't print up an alligator, so we won't do it. I'm going to cut this out, and then I'll show you my placement here real quick. Okay, so I cut out my girl, and what I did is intentionally I figured out where I wanted to place her, and then I intentionally scored where this envelope, because it's a flap here, right? I don't really need to show you how to glue down a fussy cut. This video is long enough, but I wanted you to see that I also, like in this intricate part, I actually cut this, and I'm going to kind of put it back into place. But the fold was intentional so that I could, because I know this is going to open and close, right? But I didn't ink there. Just want to make sure that it's glued down. I'm going to add this cute sentiment here. Okay. But you can see now that this too is ready to be stuffed with some kind of ephemera. Okay, so on your, you want to make sure that this dries though before you move it, because it is moving. So remember that on this flip-flop, you pick your front. This is my front. And so far already I have this spot. Right, just keep in mind as you build it the orientation that you want. Right, on each page. Okay, I don't think that I need to decorate every single page here, showing you how to do that, because it's completely optional. I'm actually wanting to focus on showing you how to use some of the other pieces of the kit quickly. So I printed, oftentimes there's like ATC size. This is another one that was a 4x4, okay? So when you do the ATC size, generally I like to print on cardstock, but these were so vibrant, I felt like they actually needed the really special paper. So what I've done is I've used cardstock for the back. And all I'm going to do is actually glue these together before I cut them into cards. So I wanted to show you that. You could use these for belly bands. There's a lot of things you can use these for, but I'm going to actually use them as ATCs, and I'm going to, these should go together pretty quick and fast. So I'm going to glue them together. And then I've got that for the back. Spend a little bit of time off of camera. I'm going to cut out some sentiments, and then I'm just going to randomly place the sentiments before I cut this up so that I have all full. Okay, I have cut out my sentiments, and then because I want to remind you that you are in control of how things look. So a lot of these sentiments have darker outside, not all of them, but what I wanted to do is make the sentiment pop. So I used some of this sheet and just put my sentiments on there. And then I'm just gonna, before I cut them out, it makes it inking a lot quicker as opposed to having to ink the whole entire, each one separate. And I like to build my ATCs because these are just really, I'm really wanting something that shows off the design and adds to the beauty of my kit, but also is something in a tuck spot that may have a special message or something like that. Oftentimes on the back of the ATC cards, I'll put a pocket and another little tag or something like that. But I like to build them in one sheet. It may be unique that way. I don't know, but when I'm building them, I like to build them in a sheet, and then I like to just do it kind of random. So I'm just cutting these up now. Before I glue them down, I will ink the edges. But I just wanted to show you. So all I'm going to do is probably pick random spots and decide probably like that. The reason I'm building them as one is because since they're kind of a set, I don't want them to have the sentiment in the same place. And even these sentiments might be a little bit big for my liking actually for this page, but I didn't print up any smaller ones. What I'm wanting to do is kind of check as a set the randomness of the placement of my pieces and the making sure that I don't like have repetitive words. Yeah, I think I probably do like that. So what I'm going to do is go off camera real quick, and I'm going to glue that down, and then I'm actually going to cut my ATC cards into 9. Okay, I cut these out and inked the edges, and I rounded my corners, and I'll set these aside ready to tuck in tuck spots as I assemble my journal. Things you could do are like, you can add a tab to these if you like, but they look cute with a tab if you want. They also look super cute with a pocket. So you can make a pocket any size and then tuck something in there. So these are really just meant to be a fast and quick ephemera. They also make really awesome waterfalls because right they're the same size. So keep in mind of those, because you can do that quickly and easily. Especially this page, it can be done this way for a waterfall, much easier, because the side pieces are extra that you can just fold over. What I mean by that is the way that this was placed was 3 by 3. You can use this side to fold under to create your waterfall going this way. Lots of things you can do with the ATC cards, and I probably need to do a more in-depth video on more ways to use those in the kits, but I wanted you to see they come together really quick and fast. So another thing I'm going to do off video, or excuse me, off camera, is cut this out and assemble it. This is from the freebie that you'll need to collect the password from Lady Owl Journals, and I printed this on both sides because I'm going to cut this out so that I have the tickets as part of my ephemera. I've got 2 tabs and a couple other things here, but I've got the envelope and 2 ATC cards. I want to be able to have those to decorate my flip-flop folio. So, okay, I've got most of the parts of that sheet cut out. I wanted to show you how I fix the tickets, and that's actually very similar to the tickets that we made out of that 4 by 4. Okay, so I've cut out my tickets now, right? See, they're in this strip here, and I'm just going to trim the top and the bottom, and just like we did with the other tickets earlier in the video, I'm going to actually use a hole punch, and I'm just going to punch in each one of these little holes, the center. This makes it look more realistic, like a ticket strip. Okay, and I could do the same thing with the corners, but I think you could use a circle punch. Oops, mine really quick. Oh, here it is. Let's use before we're just snipping off the corners. Again, I'm just going to do that to the whole strip, and on the band, cut the corners together. And then it'll just get set aside. I'll add a little bit more ink and set it aside for stuffing my journal. Some tickets, and it'll look even nicer when it's inked. Okay, so another thing I wanted to show you in case you didn't know, because I'm wanting this to be beginner friendly, I've cut out the envelope that was there. Okay, and all you do when you build the envelope is you're gonna fold this up, and then it goes together like that. Okay, but what you'll want to do is before you glue it, if you want to notch, what you're going to want to do, okay, is glue these together where you want. So, and the notch is optional. I think coin envelopes and policy envelopes don't have a notch, but with my fingers and my arthritis, it makes it feel so much easier for me to get things in and out when there's a little notch. So may not fit in there now. Yeah, but you want to make sure it's glued, because otherwise what happens is you can't fit something in there. It may be too late. Okay, I used a little bit smaller punch here. But the reason I glued it together is because otherwise I've always ended up, if I do it and just kind of place it, I never seem to get it straight. I still didn't get it straight, so. And you just glue in the bottom. And you can stuff it with what you want. These are the cards from that sheet. They could go in here if you wanted. There's also some tabs that came on that sheet, and then a little circle, so you'll find a place somewhere in your journal to place those things. Okay, so one last thing here before I let you go. On this 4x4, so I printed it on a little bit different sheet here. What we're going to do is I want you to see that in the center here, these are put this way so that you can make paper clips, hidden paper clips really easily, but also so that you can do this, so you'll just cut off the bottom. And then this bottom, yes, you will use those a little bit later. Cut off the edge there. Cut off the edge there. Okay, and now you're going to fold this in half. Making sure your edges match, and then you're going to do the same thing this way. And then in half again. And I like to make sure that I've just kind of bent these both ways. My folds. So both sides. Right? So you've got this divided into 8, and we're just going to do making a zine really quick. So when you make a zine, you're going to cut from this fold here. You can use a paper cutter if you don't trust your straightness, but you're going to cut where I've cut that. Okay. And then I'm going to fold it in half and fold it into 4. And what I like to do at this point in time, there's so many different tutorials for zines, but you can see that what you can do with a zine is you could have any of these. I'm gonna end up gluing it together, but you could alternate where you make a pocket. It could be on the side. If you add ruffles on the edge, how you decorate it, but essentially to finish off the zine in a quick and fast way so that I make sure my edges match. I like to, if I'm not doing any pockets, okay, I'm just going to make sure my edges match here first and glue it together. Okay. And then you can put glue in the bottom. And then also in the top. So this is without any pockets, right? So it's just a really nice piece of ephemera to tuck in somewhere. And what I'll do to finish it off, so I won't necessarily do this all on camera, is I will end up inking all of the edges, maybe adding sentiments, tabs. I'm going to ink some of those white spots. If they bother you, you can cut them off, but I've been pretty successful at just hiding them with a little bit of ink. So you're just going to do that to all your pages, even in the center here. And then you have a cute little zine. So imagine that it inked. Okay, so I think I'm about out of time with you guys. You can see that, oh wait, let me show you one more thing. I want you to be able to use up all of the free ephemera, or the free pieces that are there, because I actually believe completely and totally that you can make a journal with the freebies. And the way that I would do that is the freebie that is the page that is, just going to fold this over. The page that is, fold this in half so that they match. The page that is a blank page that we made the flip-flop from, you could just print that up as many blank pages in your for your journal. You know, like print up 10 of them and then add your own coffee dyed paper. To get enough pages. There's really enough to decorate a whole journal, I think, with the number of freebie pieces if you wanted. Of course, if you would like to support me, it helps me out so much if you buy a kit. There's lots to choose from as far as like the sentiments. So I'm just showing you that these can be folded together again. And I would ink these up. Like you could, if you just wanted to add the sentiments or the fussy cuts, any of the pages. Anyways, just wanting you to know that you could, and all of these pieces I'm positive could be made from anything but this kit, because they're not really kit specific. So I just wanted to show you that, like, if what you wanted to do is ink the edges and have a little flip out. Okay, so you can, these even could be put together and back to back made into T cards. So that's probably the last idea I have for you. I'm going to finish what I have going on here on camera, off camera, excuse me, and then I'll show you what I've made. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you again in another video. If you're looking for the password for the freebie for the words, my password for that will be in all capitals. So all, that means all capitals in the password will be fantasy, FANTASTY. So you'll need that to download and get the sentiments for free. Okay, thank you. Have a great day. Bye.